Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday as we get rolling on today's live show, breaking down the latest news and rumors. We got some stuff coming out about Evan Fournier and Tom Thibodeau. Fournier spoke to the media. We have quotes from that we'll get to in a second, where he was pretty much calling Tom Thibodeau a POS. So we're going to break that down. We also have some rumors about the Knicks and potential trades. There was an article put out about 3 trades the Knicks could make for OG Anunoby, Zach LaVine, and Jaylen Brown. We're going to break those down on today's channel. Then we're going to close out today's show with a mailbag, answering questions from all of the real ones out there. So a jam-packed show for everybody that's tuned in. As everybody gets that push notification and gets ready to rock and roll with us, let's get the comment section going, as we always do. Let's hit a real one roll call. If you're a real one, you know what to do. Light up the comment section, as I see a couple of real ones already in the chat. 90 people already tuned in. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. It's like taking off your shoes when you get to someone's house. You take them off, you go inside, and you have a good time. My man, 90s Knicks, what's going on, man? Walter, what's going on, Walter? I always see you in the comments section on our videos. I appreciate the love and the support, brother. Hope all is well. What up, Ski? Ski in the chat. Lorenzo Henry. New York D. Lewis. What up, Luis? And one edits. S Teacher Planner. Joseph. If you're a real one, drop those real ones down in the comments section. We got producer Patrick Seatman, as always, riding shotgun with us on Knicks Now. Seeps. Let's have a day today.
Let's have a day. I'm excited. I'm excited to jump into this Bleacher Report trades, actually, Marsh, because they're interesting.
They are interesting.
Very interesting. Knicks land a star in all 3 of them.
So we're going to break that down. OG Anunoby, Zach LaVine, as well as, who's the other guy? Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown is a Boston Celtic. I don't think that they're going to trade him, but hey, my job's to talk about the latest news and rumors, and right now his name is circulating amongst some trade rumors. I wanted to ask this question to start the show because I think a lot of people think that I just hate everybody on the Knicks. Why are you always trading Emmanuel Quickly? Why are you always trading RJ Barrett? Why are you always trading Quentin Grimes?
Because you hate them all.
Because I hate them all.
You hate them all.
And I guess I make the trades for the New York Knicks, so it's always my fault.
YouTube commenters are never wrong. So.
They are never wrong. As Derek says, what's up? Can I get a shout out from Trinidad and Tobago? Shout out to Derek, my man. We appreciate you. So I think it's pretty obvious that my favorite player on the Knicks is Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
For a good reason. I don't understand how you can't dislike Jalen Brunson. So I got him number 1. Does anyone have an idea potentially who my second favorite player is? Because according to you guys, I read the chat every night before I go to bed. I go look at some old videos. And it's, dude, you hate RJ. Dude, you hate Quickly. You're always trading Grimes. Why do you want to move on from Mitchell Robinson? So I'm curious. Who do y'all think is my second favorite player? Because I honestly don't know who it is.
I think I know who it is, but...
Yeah? You think so?
I think I do.
You think you do? Has it been said in the chat? There's only 3 names that have been said. And I guarantee you it's not one of those.
Yeah, it has not been said yet. I'm waiting on it.
It's not been said?
No, it hasn't been said.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, just got said.
Rakeem?
Yeah, Rakeem got it. That's my vote.
Josh Hart?
Yep.
Okay.
Or I feel like a guy like Hartenstein would be a sneaky... Because you have never said a bad word about Hartenstein, I don't think.
I have. We did the whole, wasn't me. I love me some Josh Hart. I just love the way he plays the game. I think he's a winner. I think he does all the right things on the floor. I would say it's between Hart, Grimes, and Quickly, though.
Yeah.
Hart, Grimes, and Quickly for that second spot. I just like the people that play the game the right way.
Yeah.
And they do that. So Real says Keels.
Keels
is top 5, no doubt about it. Shout out to Trevor Keels. He actually had a couple of good games in the Summer League.
Deuce has to be up there. Deuce has done no wrong.
Deuce McBride.
He just brings the energy.
Deuce McBride. I can rock with Deuce McBride. I wish he was more of a point guard, as he's just a small forward at this point.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have many guard skills, in my opinion. He just plays like a wing. Yeah, I'd probably go Josh Hart. Second favorite player on the Knicks. I do want to ask you guys this question. We're going to be talking about these guys in length in today's video. If you had to pick one of these guys to trade for, who would it be? Is it Zach LaVine? Is it Jaylen Brown? Is it OG Anunoby, a.k.a. Anunoby? I want to hear from you. Type ZL for LaVine, JB for Jaylen Brown, or just OG. If you think it's OG Anunoby. Seeps, who do you think the Knicks, if they could pick any of these three guys, factor in, I think, what the cost would be, as I think it would be the most expensive to trade for Jaylen Brown, and then maybe
probably more for OG.
Oh, yeah. I think the least expensive player on this list might be Zach LaVine somehow.
And I think that's the best fit. I think LaVine would be my number one choice here out of these three to fit in with the Knicks. Talking about what the Knicks need, shooting, another combo guard next to Brunson, that's him. I think LaVine's underrated as a defender just because he hasn't really, I don't know, I feel like LaVine, you have the athletic ability. You'll be able to defend eventually in the league. I'll probably go Zach LaVine. Pretty easy, actually.
Yeah, I would probably say...
The only thing with OG is how much better does he make you if you put him in the starting lineup instead of RJ?
It's a good point. That's a good point. I think if I know that I'm getting someone down the line to be that scoring two guard, I would go OG just because I would have one of the best wing defenders in the NBA on my team, and he could draw that assignment and take that assignment and really flourish in that. But I think I'd go with LaVine in this situation as who I would want to trade for the most. But I really am intrigued by the defense of OG Anunoby. I feel like behind Brunson, you need really good defenders.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to build around Jalen Brunson.
It's crazy how Jaylen Brown, I know he struggled in that conference finals, but I feel like we're almost underrating him.
We could be. We could be. I'm also just not really entertaining the idea because I don't think he's getting dealt.
Yeah, me either. Yeah.
I think Boston's going to sign him to that $300 million deal, and he's going to be wearing the green and the fake garden for the foreseeable future.
Boston's going to – I feel like extending those two guys to the Supermaxes is going to be brutal.
They kind of have to do it at this point, right?
They have to.
What happens if Boston doesn't get to the finals again next year? Do they blow it up? How many more years are you willing to run it back with Tatum and Jaylen Brown before you really make a strong decision about it?
I mean, we'll see now with Porzingis. Maybe that's what they think is the move that gets them over the hump, but
still think they need a point guard.
Yeah, I know. They need a true point. Like a Tyus Jones. If they would have somehow got him in that trade or something,
I don't know why I'm bouncing like that.
I just chromated it a couple times.
That's weird. If you guys are ready to start the show, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon. We got 150 people watching. About to break down the latest news and rumors. Evan Fournier has called out Tom Thibodeau. We got an article from Bleacher Report we're going to dive into where the Knicks made trades for a couple of players. We'll show you those trade packages and break it all down. But if y'all could, hit that thumbs up icon, smash it. We got 148 people watching. Let's get 152 people watching now. Let's get up to 55 likes, 60 likes. Let's get it rolling. Let's have a time today on today's show. Let's go. We also got a live mailbag coming up around the corner. If you want to be featured on our mailbag, it's an easy way to be featured. You just go down into the comment section, use hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. All Super Chats pop up on screen. We'll talk about those. We'll break them down. Or if you just want to ask a question any other way, just use hashtag Knicks in the comment section. That way producer Seeps can pop those up on the screen. I see some real ones in the chat. Shout out to Walter, Michael, Goodwin, Godwin, Lorenzo, O-Dog, Rakeem, G5, Michael. A lot of real ones in the chat. Hit that thumbs up icon and get your questions in using hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. My man Will in the comment section. What up, brother? What up, my man? Let's do it. Let's hop into the latest news and rumors surrounding the New York Knicks. Evan Fournier has called out Tom Thibodeau. What does that mean? Could a trade be coming for the sharp shooting guard for the New York Knicks? We're going to break that down in today's show. You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. And Evan Fournier, in an interview with Jan Onhanan, I know I'm mispronouncing that. I apologize from the publication, the El Equipe. I also know I'm mispronouncing that as well. Just wanted to get that out there and give them the credit they deserve. They had a sit-down interview with Evan Fournier, and he did not have the nicest things to say about Thibodeau. Quote, he said this: "You want to spit on everyone. You have hatred." Derrick Rose and I looked at each other and said to each other, "What the hell are we doing here?" During the 5-on-5 practice, we were on the side like some prospects. Uncool times. And when I realized that wouldn't change, I took things more slowly. Uncool times. And when I realized that wouldn't change, I took things more slowly. And I know that some people were calling for Evan Fournier to play in that Miami Heat series. They wanted him to play a little bit against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I truly believe that Tom Thibodeau made the right move to bench Evan Fournier, 14 games into the regular season. Why? Because he was not producing. And we will show you those stats in just a quick second. Fournier was also asked about the relationship with Thibodeau and said, "I have nothing to say because I don't have one. When he took me out of the starting five, he just told me he was going to try something else. Then at the first match of a road trip, he announced to me that I was leaving the rotation, and ciao." Look, Evan Fournier, I think it's pretty simple in this situation. If you don't produce, you don't play. And that goes for anybody in the NBA. It happened for Cam Reddish. He wasn't producing. He didn't play. Evan Fournier, you weren't producing, so you didn't play. How do I know you weren't producing? Because I went back and looked at the stats of the first 13 games of the season when Evan Fournier was getting minutes and he wasn't producing. Before he got benched, there was 13 games that he either started or got significant minutes in. And he averaged 6.9 points per game, 1.7 assists, 34% from the field, and as a three-point shooter, a three-point specialist, a guy that shot 39% from deep the prior season, he shot 33% from downtown. If you don't defend and you don't knock down threes when you're a three-point specialist, why would Tom Thibodeau put you on the court consistently? It makes no sense. And it really stinks for Evan Fournier because in his first year in 2021 and 2022, he was one of the best shooting players in the NBA, knocking down the 3 at a 39% clip and getting up 7.7 threes per night. That's one of the best in the NBA. He also gave you 14 points, but it completely fell off the following season. Was that because of a lack of confidence? He wasn't in a rhythm. That could all be a reason why, but he played significant minutes in those first 13 games, and he wasn't good in those games. And I'm going to twist it this way. I feel like Evan Fournier let the New York Knicks down this season. Why do I feel like that? Because the Knicks needed another guy that could knock down a three, that they could run a set for on the offensive end, come off a couple of screens, off a down screen, catch and shoot a three and let it fly and get hot. The Knicks needed another guy that could consistently knock down the three-point shot. And Evan Fournier was supposed to be that guy. We paid him $18 million this year, but he was unable to be effective for the New York Knicks. The Knicks this past year, during the regular season, shot 34.7% from downtown, which ranks 24th in the NBA. They also shot just 29.2% from three in the postseason, which was the worst of all 16 teams that make the postseason. What about if you had a guy like Evan Fournier that knocked down the three at a 39% clip and almost got up 8 threes per night? That would have helped the New York Knicks. But since Fournier started the season not playing defense and not knocking down the three, he found himself out of the rotation. So nobody has anyone to blame but yourself, Evan Fournier. You weren't knocking down shots. You weren't contributing. You weren't making this team better. And on top of that, the Knicks had young guys that have a higher ceiling than you that needed to get minutes so the Knicks could figure out the direction they wanted to take. They had to get Quentin Grimes into that starting lineup. They wanted Emmanuel quickly to get minutes. And good thing they did because he ended up finishing second in the Sixth Man of the Year. We also wanted to see Cam Reddish get minutes because we gave up a first-round draft pick for him. It didn't work out, and the Knicks moved off of him and were able to get Josh Hart in that exchange. So I think sitting Evan Fournier was more than justified from Tom Thibodeau. I don't understand where Evan Fournier is coming from. He also said this: if you want to trade me with a good return, why didn't you use me? I was coming out of a season where I was the fourth best three-point shooter in the league. Why not take advantage of it? Now they won't get anything interesting, and that's normal because I couldn't show anything on the court. And I would have liked the Knicks to trade Evan Fournier last offseason. We talked about that time and time again on this channel, but they were unable to get it done. They were unable to find a trade partner. And right now, the Knicks are in no rush to trade Evan Fournier. He has an expiring $18 million salary, and unless they are able to get back a trade exception in that trade, I could see the Knicks holding out on a Fournier move. Why? Because that expiring $18 million is going to be very valuable in a trade if the Knicks do decide to pull a trigger on trading for a superstar. Because superstars in the NBA, they make a whole lot of money. And to make a trade happen in the NBA, you got to match salary. And Evan Fournier's $18 million will give the Knicks the ability to match that salary without giving up a really valuable player. So the Knicks are in no rush to move off of Fournier. We heard those rumors that they were in the three-team trade talks with the Phoenix Suns, where Cam Payne was going to come to the New York Knicks, and the Indiana Pacers were going to get Evan Fournier, and McConnell was going to go from Indy to Phoenix. But that trade fell through as Cam Payne was just moved by the Phoenix Suns. So maybe they look somewhere else in a Fournier trade. We actually have some more quotes from Fournier about a team that he would like to play for. But first, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/KnicksTV, because if the Knicks trade Evan Fournier or any more news and rumors come out about the Knicks, we're going to subscribe. We need 25 subscribers on today's video, so hit that sub button, sub for Nick Stubbs. And make sure you guys are also hooked up by supporting the team and supporting the brand of Chat Sports. Go to chatsports.com/realknicks. Get your black, brand new Knicks Real One t-shirt. And if you didn't get the t-shirt from last summer, get yours today, the OG Blue. And you could save yourself 20% off if you use the promo code SummerVibes20. So go to chatsports.com/realknicks. Use the promo code SummerVibes20. All right, so Evan Fournier doesn't want to be here anymore. He pretty much requested a trade in that interview. He said Tom Thibodeau is a terrible person, but he's also saying now that he wants to go play for the San Antonio Spurs. Evan, if you think after you talk noise about Tom Thibodeau that the Knicks are going to do you any favors, you might need a little bit of a wake-up call, my man. Fournier also said this: I want a spot where I can have fun again, where I can be myself. Would their game be more suited to me? It's not the Spurs of 2014 anymore, but playing for Greg Popovich, learning from him, it would be a pleasure and an honor for sure. Afterward, being with Victor Wembanyama, looking at the upcoming Paris Olympics, being able to start connecting on the court, that would be great. As we all know, Evan Fournier is a part of the French national team. Victor Wembanyama will one day be a part of that team, and they probably have a relationship as they are both some of the very few Frenchmen to play in the NBA. So what would a trade look like if the Spurs and Knicks were able to get a deal done that sent Fournier from New York to San Antonio, Texas? I went into the trade simulator. I tried to find out what salaries would match, and this was the best that I could come up with. It would be Doug McDermott coming to the New York Knicks, Evan Fournier and 2 second-round picks going to San Antonio. Doug McDermott's on an expiring about $13.5 million deal. So maybe they look to make a trade like this happen. And I think it would be a good deal for the Knicks because he gives you kind of what Fournier did, but more at a reliant clip. And just he's more of a winning basketball player, especially in the NBA, is Dougie McBuckets. I mean, in the last 4 years, he's only shot below 41% from downtown one time. I mean, in 2019, the kid shot 43.5% from deep. Last year, 41.3% from deep. And the year before that, 42.2% from downtown. The question that I have, though, is where is Doug McDermott going to play on this roster? If Evan Fournier couldn't get minutes, where is Doug McDermott going to get minutes? So I'll ask you the question. Would you make this trade? Or would you hold out and see if you can make a bigger deal happen, maybe a blockbuster deal happen, with Evan Fournier as a matching salary? I want to hear from you right now in the comments section. Would you make this trade? Type A for accept, type D for decline. I want to know if you want to bring Dougie McDermott back to Madison Square Garden. I would say no to this trade offer, and it's not because I don't think the value is fair. It's not because I don't think that Evan Fournier wouldn't be a good fit for the New York Knicks. It's the fact that I don't want to just have to add assets to Evan Fournier So just get off his money. And number two, where exactly is Doug McDermott going to play for the New York Knicks? If this is the team that the Knicks are rocking with when game 1 of 82 rolls around, you got your backup point guard in Emmanuel Quickley. You have your backup 2 guard in Dante DiVincenzo. You have your backup small forward in Josh Hart. We know that Isaiah Roby may play a little backup 4. We know Josh Hart may play a little backup 4, and I would not be surprised if RJ Barrett played a little backup 4. And you got Isaiah Hartenstein and Jericho Sims as your backup center. So I don't know if I would do this trade because I'm holding out hope that the Knicks could use that expiring deal from Evan Fournier in a deal for a superstar coming down the pipeline. As always, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for tuning into Knicks Now by Chat Sports. Remember, subscribe to the channel and get Knicks videos every single day on the latest news and rumors.
That's interesting stuff. I don't know where he's coming from with all this.
Like, bro, I don't understand how Evan Fournier even feels like the Knicks did him dirty at all.
Where was he going to slot in the rotation?
He played himself out of the rotation. Like, those first 13 games were terrible.
Terrible. I mean, you shoot 34% from the field. You can't guard anybody. You're not going to play in the NBA.
Like, you're only here to knock down threes, and you did it at a 33% clip. That's not okay.
And also this, like, it's not like the Knicks. Like, it's not like they didn't need him.
They needed him.
Yeah, like, they needed him to play.
That's kind of why I put in there, like, I feel like Evan Fournier failed the Knicks more than the Knicks failed him.
Definitely.
Like, this regime believed in you, bro. They gave you a 4-year, $72 million deal. Like, you played yourself out of the rotation.
Yeah. I don't know. That was shocking to me that he actually came out and said that stuff.
And what does he mean when he said Tom Thibodeau spit on people? I guess that's a way in French to say, like, he's just mean to them, I'm guessing.
He spit in our face. It was also interesting, that quote. He called it a match.
A match.
Typical Frenchman.
Yeah. Maybe that was just because I think he did the interview in French.
Oh, really?
And I think it got, because that was a French publication, El Ligue or whatever it was called. I forgot.
Yeah, I just didn't understand that at all.
Yeah. Look, if Evan Fournier came out, like, we forget because it was so long ago, Fournier started the season as a starter.
Yeah.
Like, he got an opportunity. But, like Steve says, if you can't guard anyone and you come out and you don't produce as a shooter.
And what do you want Tibbs to do? You want him to run out Brunson and Fournier?
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be the worst defensive backcourt in the league.
Brunson, Fournier, and RJ Barrett as your backcourt.
You wouldn't be able to guard anybody.
Nobody.
It was also funny enough when you were, I forgot Cam Reddish hit the game-tying 3, game 1,
against
opening
the Grizzlies.
night. Like, that's crazy to think about. Cam Reddish he got the play design game 1. Cam Reddish did.
He knocked it down, too.
He did knock it down.
Remember Jaylen Brunson slid in and took that charge from John Morant to get the ball back? He doesn't play defense, though, right?
Yeah.
Freaking idiots. I'll ask you this question. 46.5 wins for the Knicks this year. They finished with 47 this year. How are they going to do next year? Type O for over, type U for under. I want to hear from you guys down in the comments section.
They got to be better. I mean, you have the same group back. The continuity is going to be there. Brunson's second year, like, you add DiVincenzo. Hart, finally a full year here. Like, it's so funny. Hart feels like a Knicks veteran.
Yeah, it does.
Like, he's been there for not even half a season.
Probably hasn't even played 50 games for the Knicks.
No, the Knicks are going to be much better this year. I was saying this actually on the Bulls show. I was just looking at the Eastern Conference. I'm like, it's probably Milwaukee, Boston. I'd probably still throw up there. I'd probably put the Knicks 3. Like, I think continuity matters a whole lot. And with the Knicks with another year under their belt, Grimes taking another step, Hart taking another step, DiVincenzo, just comes down to if Randall's going to be a fuckboy or not. Like, and they also have to move off RJ. I still think that needs to happen no matter what.
You're trading RJ?
Trading RJ and Quickley for Paul George, and the Knicks might win.
RJ and Quickley. How many firsts?
One. You could throw him 1 protected.
1 protected?
I would throw him 3 protected, actually.
And RJ and Quickley?
Give him that Wizards pick that's top 12. Give him the Bucks pick that's top 3. And maybe give him your own. Knicks are winning 60 games next year if that happens.
60 games. I'm going to say over because the Knicks won 47 games last year. Jaylen Brunson didn't play the final 4 games. Julius Randle didn't play the final 5 games. So I'm going to go over 46.5 wins.
And you know Tibbs is not going to let this team coast through the regular season.
You got to go for 50 wins this year.
Yeah.
Let's get a home playoff series in round 1.
50-32 sounds about right.
50-32, I can rock with that.
Third or fourth seed, right around there.
Agreed. We do got a live mailbag coming up in about 20 minutes or so. If you want to get your question featured on today's show, you can go ahead and use hashtag Knicks down in the comment section. You want to ask any question about anything. It could be about the Knicks. It could be about Tom Thibodeau. It could be about a player that's not on the Knicks. We just want to get back in our bag and answer questions, just chop it up with you guys. So go ahead and use hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. Whoever Super Chats for the first time today, if you were the first Super Chatter today, I'm taking a shot at tequila. We haven't got a Super Chat yet.
Also, if the first Super Chat is over $25, I'll do a shot fund. But
Wow.
only the first Super Chat. So if somebody cucks you and sends in a 2 before you do it.
So the first Super
Steals
Chat
off the
has to
table.
be $25
Or more.
or more. I'll match you. If we get a Super Chat, has to be the first one.
Only the first one.
Only the first one of 25 or more. I'm going to shotgun a beer. Or a Happy Dad. How about that?
How about that?
We got 194 people watching. If you could, hit that thumbs up icon. Let's get to 100 likes on this video. Let's let YouTube know that y'all are enjoying the show, enjoying the content that we're putting out there. We'd greatly appreciate it if you could hit that thumbs up icon real quick.
Don't be weird. Like the video.
Like the video. Like
$25.
$25 Super Chat. Good beer shot fun race. Little beer shotty race. Alrighty, coming up, we're going to... Oh! Peter! Win! Bang!
Alrighty.
Peter Win! A $50 Super Chat. What a legend.
Boom.
What a legend.
Kind of a bar. I am here.
I am here.
I am him.
Don't fear, I am here. Don't fear, I am here. Is that Tool over there? I don't know where I put it.
I'm not. Show Peter Win some love in the chat.
Peter. I don't know what I did with that, to be honest, bro. Oh. Good looks. Peter Win! $50 Super Chat, my man. If anybody sends in a $50 Super Chat today, we're going to write your name on a sticker, and we're going to add it to our boot, our beer boot here on the channel. That's what we're going to do. Peter Win gets another sticker, as he has been a real one all year long. Peter Win.
We also got Happy Moms. We don't discriminate.
You're right. We don't discriminate. We're usually happy dads, but today we're doing happy moms. Peter Win, a legend. I also just want to put it on the table. Chat Sports hired two new people, probably about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and they told me that they're down to party today. And they told me if we get to $500 in Super Chats, they're both going to do a beer boot.
They don't think we're gonna hit it. They don't really know about Knicks, so they were kind of talking shit about it. Like, oh yeah, we'll both do a boot at 500. I kind of want to prove them wrong. Because they're a little smug, guys. They're a little smug. And
One's from New York, and he's not a Knicks fan.
he's a Philly. It's a 76ers and a fucking Boston. Excuse my language. A Celtics fan.
We got a Celtics fan and a Sixers fan that we just hired, and I want them to frickin' come drink a boot. If we get to 500, they're coming to drink boots with us. Let's frickin' go. Shout out to Peter Win. Crimmy's in the chat. Shout out to Crim's dad. A new Lonzo. Not yet, Crimmy. Not yet. That's all I can say about that. Not yet, Crimmy. Every $50 Super Chat today, F it. I'm doing a beer shotgun. Let's go. Let's have a day. It's not often that we get to sit here and talk Knicks basketball. We only get to do it once a week in a live setting. Every 50 ball we'll do it. We still got 2 more segments to get to. Let's do it. Here we go. Shout out to Peter Wynn. Woo-hoo-hoo. That was tough. Let's go. We broke the seal. Let's party. Shout out to Peter Wynn, a legend. Merge is in the chat. Evan Portman is in the chat. Jay Liv says sad, very sad, Marsh. 6 Niche 9 says that was weak, Marsh. Not gonna lie, it did spill a little bit. How about this? Since it spilled, if we can get a $20 super chat in the next 2 minutes, I'll do another. Because it did spill. I'm not gonna lie, my arm's kind of wet.
This is aggressive.
It was aggressive. I don't know why it spilled. I don't know what I did wrong. Oh, that felt good.
All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, $20 super chat.
2 minutes, $20 super chat. I'm doing another Happy Dad shotgun. Because I don't want to say I cheated you guys on that one, but it definitely spilled a little bit. Well, man, Dad Pooh on YouTube, always showing love in the chat. What's going on, my man? What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
My man. Mamma mia. Uh-oh.
Overall, dead time in the NBA.
It is a dead time in the NBA. When you don't have the Donovan Mitchell rumors to talk about all summer, it makes the content a little bit harder.
A little bit.
The content a little bit harder. Sweet Baby Jesus says LaVine is garbage shooter. He can't play defense. That makes no sense. As James Belvin comes in with a $20 super chat. Their first ever super chat. Shout out to James. James, we appreciate the love. Welcome to the family, my man.
He said, do it.
Do it. Seems there's nothing like doing it for the first time like James just did.
And he's got a great reward for sending it for his first time.
He does. I said it. If we got a $20 super chat, I would do another beer shotgun. Not sure what happened on my last one, but I owe another one because that one was a terrible effort.
James, we appreciate it. Shout out to you.
Shout out to James.
Take a tequila shot for you.
Yeah, if anyone super chats for the first time today, Seeps or myself will take a tequila shot.
I'm not going to lie. Tequila's been going down a lot easier lately. I think it's just because we're getting used to it.
Yeah, we used to honestly be kind of soft about it.
Tequila used to be like this. Honestly, it's just because our Fireball was our shit.
We were big Fireball guys for a while.
But then we just decided we look like college kids with Fireball.
We did. It was time to grow up.
Let's get the Patron. Let's get the 1800.
Let's do it. James, this is for you, brother.
That's all I noticed. You just don't breathe out your nose when you're doing tequila, and it's fine. Like, that's a trick. If you guys are ever taking shots with us, don't breathe out your nose. You guys probably already know that.
Was that one better?
Oh, solid.
Woo!
I think that tool is the best way if you want to get drunk very fast.
Yeah.
Because it's just literally just a smooth flow.
Yeah, it puts a little hole in there, a little shotgun. That's
Jay
Liv. Jay Liv coming in with a $10 super chat.
He's here every stream.
My man Jay Liv never misses a stream. He is a legend in the building. Shout out to him. James says worth it. It was worth it for me too, James.
Shout out to you, James.
Ugh.
You're a beast. We appreciate it.
I probably spilt a good quarter on that first one.
Made up for it, though.
Made up for it. You get hit with two, though, back-to-back pretty quick.
You're already probably buzzing a little bit.
I am already buzzing. I'm not sober. I will say that 100% certain. 100% certain. Jay Liv comes in with a $10 super chat. Jay Liv, what's going on, brother? How you feeling? How you been? How's the summer? How's the fam?
Summer's flying by.
It's almost already August. I'm ready for Knicks basketball.
I know. I'm ready to get this going. Even though we do have still such a long time.
Do we?
I mean, late October. I guess maybe not really. Just got to go
When
through.
is game one? The schedule hasn't even come out yet.
I think opening night did. I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah, it doesn't say yet. At least I just couldn't find it on Twitter. I couldn't find it on Twitter. My man Keith Turner in the building says Fournier goes to a better coach and organization. I wish him well. Yeah, I would never wish failure on a player. It's like someone I follow on Twitter the other day said that a lot of Knicks fans are not going to be able to come outside when RJ Barrett becomes good. And I'm like, real Knicks fans aren't rooting against RJ Barrett.
So much.
Like, I'm sick of we're fans of the Knicks, but only because of this player.
Yeah.
You either love the New York Knicks or you don't. It's that simple. And if you love the Knicks, that means you are always going to root for whoever has New York across their chest. I hated Julius Randle last summer, but I continue to root for him.
Yeah. And plus, it's like, if RJ gets traded somewhere else, okay, nothing but the best. You're not on the Knicks anymore. You're not our problem. Like,
I'm not rooting for anybody to fail on this team. That's weird behavior.
Very weird.
Snipes Entertainment says RJ is only 22. He's 23 now, to be fair. Just to be fair. He's 23 now, to be fair.
God, if I hear RJ is only blank or blank.
How old do you get that excuse?
We should do a stream where we don't tell them, but we take a shot every single time somebody says RJ is only this.
Like, how old do you get that excuse for?
Because once you turn 25, it's like.
Well, he's only 25. Do you get it then? No? I don't think so.
RJ's going to be a 7-year vet when he's 25.
That's what I'm saying. He's already been in the league for 4 years.
I mean, I get it. It's, this is a grown man's league.
So Real says we definitely should risk on Paul George.
I'm in that camp, so Real. I want to overpay for Paul George. I would want to be all-time aggressive and go do it, but.
I would not be mad if the Knicks traded for Paul George. I would not be mad at all.
What if it was Quickly and Barrett?
Quickly and Barrett, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
One, I'll give you.
So you don't really want Paul George.
I don't really want him. I like him. I don't love him.
You got to be aggressive, Marsh. You
still
still got that fandom in you. You got to be aggressive.
I'm being a smart, shrewd, and clever GM. Being smart.
A little Masai Ujiri in you.
As Steve Chandler, my man, $10 super chat. Shout out to Steve Chandler, always showing love. Says, I haven't watched since the real ones put up $7,000 plus against the Raiders. Chat. Can we safely say the Raiders have been humbled? Yes.
They don't walk around this
They don't walk around, Steve, with that same energy.
No.
And we actually beat them in a super chat battle yesterday, Giants versus Raiders. Shout out to Rob Rod, the legend right now, the hottest shit right now at Chat Sports. Shout out to Rob Rod if you're watching. If not, still shout out to you. Seeps, I walked into the Raiders studio because the Raiders report is actually live right behind us in the studio. And I said, yo, do y'all want a super chat battle today? And they go, dude, give it a break. Give it up, man.
Because they know.
They're scared. They don't want to continue to add losses to the resume.
And we hand them. Also, they have never lost before us.
No channel at Chat Sports has ever taken down the Raiders report in a super chat battle.
Even competed. Like.
Yeah, like it may have been a competition, but no one actually competed.
Yeah.
So, Steve, they are definitely humbled. The best part was that Friday night, what was that, 2 Fridays ago? We all went out as a team after work, and Mitchell Renz, who hosts the Raiders Report, he was wearing a New York Knicks jersey out during in the city. It was pretty cool. We do have a mailbag coming up, Steve. Thank you for the generous contribution. Thank you for being a real one, my man. It does not go unnoticed over here. We do have a mailbag coming up, and I want to get questions in the chat from Steve or from Rich or from So Real or Levi's, J Liv, Keith Turner, JB the Boss, Dadpool on YouTube. If you could, submit a question for me in the comment section using hashtag Knicks. That way Seeps can pull it up on screen. Or if you super chat and it's Knicks related, we'll pop that up on screen. If you super chat and have a Knicks question at all, it's going to guarantee your spot in the show.
Hell yeah.
My man, Levi's the best. Just put at Knicks Now. Do you think the Knicks should give IQ $100 million 4 years because he wants it? I don't know about $25 million for Emmanuel Quickley. I'd be willing to go to 18, 19, 20 is probably the highest I would go.
That's why you got to trade him. He's not signing for 25 or less than 20.
Why? Why do you say that?
I just know he's not.
Austin Reeves just got 4 for 50.
Who did?
Austin Reeves.
Is he second in the year for six man? What's it with that TV deal?
I saw a picture on Twitter where it was Quickley, Austin Reeves, and 2 other players.
And Reeves,
it was like pick one to leave, and everyone was picking Quickley.
And Reeves was the max Lakers could have offered him.
Yeah, that is true. That's the most the Lakers could have offered him.
I don't know. It's more reason to trade Quickley, everybody. I know he's your prodigy, but him and RJ get PG over here. That's
Who's your backup point guard?
Paul George.
Paul George?
Paul George. You can stagger their minutes a little bit. PG checks out at the 5-minute mark or the 7-minute mark. Brunson plays the whole first. PG checks back in for the last 2
What
of the
happens
first.
if Paul George gets hurt? Then you're fucked.
Oh, what happens if any second-best player on the team gets hurt?
You're deep. You got Quickley.
If you could somehow kick Quickley and get Paul George, yeah, obviously I'm in.
I would do RJ 1 unprotected and 3 protected.
Yeah, I mean, I would do that. I would give up more. I would give up every pick you have plus RJ to get Paul George.
As Dad Pool gets a question in, we appreciate it. If you could, hashtag Knicks, get a question in. We're going to get into a mailbag in about 20 minutes. Let's get into these trade rumors, though. Shout out to J-Liv. Shout out to Levi's. You keep on putting at Knicks. You got to put hashtag Knicks. You see how it looks on screen right below Seeps where it says #sign Knicks? That's got to be in your comment. Not at Knicks. Not at Knicks. Hashtag Knicks. But it does that? Weird. That's weird. Levi's the best. That actually might be our fault. So bad on us. Bad on us. I appreciate you tuning in. He says, do you think we should wait for a star next offseason or 2 years? Or do you think it's this offseason? I think the time is now, Levi's, because you only have Jaylen Brunson on that cheap contract for 2 more years. And now might be the time to strike while the iron is hot. Like, it's cool to walk around and say, yo, we got Jaylen Brunson on a steal of a deal. But it's similar to like saying, yo, I won the lottery. Mm-hmm. I won the lottery. But are you going to cash in that ticket so you get the money?
Yeah.
You can walk around and say you won the lottery, but if you never go claim the money, you didn't win. So, like, the Knicks need to go out and make something of the cheap Jaylen Brunson contract to say you were able to use that to your advantage to pay someone else.
Or else it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like, if you won the lottery and you don't cash it in, you didn't win.
Yeah, it's like, congrats. You're a JB on a great deal. What'd you get out of it?
Exactly.
A playoff series win?
A little butt tap from other GMs saying, man, that was a steal of a contract. Like, that doesn't get you nothing. If you can't translate that into the W and L win column for the Knicks, that's a problem.
Championship win. Championship column. That's where we're at.
I agree. Keith, Michael, James, we appreciate you getting your questions in. We're going to talk about some trade rumors, though, coming up right now. Let's get into it. Coming up in today's show, we're going to go through some trade ideas as Bleacher Report put out an article that had 3 Knicks trade ideas that involved all 3 of these players. So I want to ask you, if you only could have one of these guys on the Knicks next year, who would it be? Type their initials of the player you're rocking with down below. Could the New York Knicks trade for a superstar before the season gets rolling? We're going to break that down in today's video. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. As we said at the top, Bleacher Report put out an article highlighting 3 trades the Knicks could make prior to training camp getting underway in August, right before, or it might be September. September is usually when training camp gets going. So let's get into it. The first trade idea that they had centered around Zach LaVine, the guard for the Chicago Bulls. And we've talked about LaVine time and time again on this channel. And there was a point where I actually thought this deal was going to go down. And it may have got stalled out to the fact that Rich Paul and Clutch Sports don't want him to go play for him. But I'm going to continue to say it. LaVine makes a lot of sense for the New York Knicks when you're purely talking about on-court fit. Let's go back to the playoffs. Why were the Knicks unable to beat the Miami Heat? One, they couldn't hit outside shots. Zach LaVine's one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. They had nobody on their team that could consistently create a shot for them outside of Jaylen Brunson. Zach LaVine is one of the best in the business. They couldn't create any easy buckets. And Zach LaVine is one of the best bucket getters in the half court as well as in transition. And I'm honestly not so worried about the clutch sports thing. As we know, there's beef between Rich Paul and Leon Rose. Leon Rose used to rep LeBron James. LeBron left Leon Rose, went to go with his buddy Rich Paul, and they started Clutch Sports. But there's rumors out there that Clutch Sports might not be a thing for that long. And what really can Clutch Sports do if the Bulls elect to trade Zach LaVine? What are they going to do and say, no, I don't want my team, my player, Zach LaVine, to go play for the New York Knicks and a bigger market and potentially make more money in endorsements? It makes no sense. And if they are willing to let their beef over LeBron from back in the mid-2000s be more of an importance than the well-being of their client and Zach LaVine, then Zach LaVine should go seek a new agent. As we look at the stats on screen, though, we know LaVine is one of the best offensive bucket getters in the NBA. Hasn't averaged less than 24.4 points per game in a season in the last 4 years, and he's one of the best shot creators, especially from distance, over 37.5% each of the last 4 seasons. And when you talk about LaVine and Brunson, I think the fit is just perfect, to be honest with you, because you can run the offense through Zach LaVine. You can run the offense through Jaylen Brunson. Each can kind of act as your point guard, right, when the other is not on the court. And also, Jaylen Brunson's one of the best catch-and-shoot players in the NBA from three, and so is Zach LaVine. And when you have two guys that can knock down the three ball on catch-and-shoot situations of over 41%, that bodes well for your offense. You're going to have a highly effective offense, and you're going to have guys knocking down shots consistently. He's also one of the best players from the foul line down in the NBA. People underestimate his defense, 1.4 deflections per game. He can even create his own shot from deep, knocking down the pull-up three at 34%. People say, well, why hasn't his team gone to the playoffs? Well, he hasn't really been on that many good teams in his NBA career. The best team he was on was the 2021-2022 Chicago Bulls, who had the best record in the NBA midway through the season, and then Lonzo Ball got hurt. Do I have a problem that he hasn't been to the playoffs all that much? A little bit, but do you know what that tells me? That he's not a number one option, and that is okay. When you look at what he did in the 2022 playoffs, he was solid. I mean, 19 points per game, 37.5 threes per night on over 5 attempts, 43% from the deck. He had 13 assists in a playoff game. He had 10-plus rebounds in a playoff game. Just because he hasn't gotten there in advance doesn't mean he's not a primetime playoff performer. He was really good in the play-in this year for the Bulls in one game, was not so good in the second game of the play-in, but he absolutely dominated the Toronto Raptors. In game one of the play-in, he had 39 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, over 50% from the deck, but he struggled against the Heat, no doubt about it. 15 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds, and was not efficient at all. But I'm not sweating that. I'm not going to overreact to one playoff game against the Miami Heat. Sample size is a little bit too small for me to draw any strong conclusions. Bleacher Report said this could be what the trade could look like. It would be R.J. Barrett, Evan Fournier, and the 2024 first-round pick the Knicks own that comes via Washington, which is top 12 protected. I'll ask you this question. Would you make this trade? Would you trade for LaVine if all you had to give up was Barrett, Fournier, and a top 12 first-round protected pick? Yeah, this is a steal. It would never be this cheap, and if it is, the Knicks should pull the trigger. Let me know what you think. Type A for accept, type D for decline. The next player that Bleacher Report linked to the New York Knicks was Jaylen Brown, the shooting guard small forward, via the Boston Celtics. He's a really good player, no doubt about it. But I do want to be honest on my take right here. I don't think the Boston Celtics are going to trade Jaylen Brown. I think that they are ready to offer him that $300 million contract. I think they are ready to really marry that duo of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. But I'll entertain the idea, and we'll go through the trade idea. There's no doubt that Jaylen Brown is a great basketball player. He's a productive offensive player. He can defend at a high clip on the perimeter. I mean, when you look at what he did in 2022, there's a reason that he was an All-NBA selection because he averaged 27 points, 7 rebounds, just over a steal per night, and was one of the most efficient players in the league at 49% from the field on the volume that he has. But it's a three-point shot that's a little bit worrisome for me. When you talk about career playoff stats for Jaylen Brown, it's kind of wild that the guy has already played in 105 playoff games in his NBA career, and I like that. I think that's a plus. I want a guy that's battle-tested. I just felt like I see a player that's more of a third option than a second option, but he could be a second option, no doubt about it. I just think he's closer to being a third option, and kind of what he did in that Game 7 against Miami when he had 8 turnovers was a little bit worrisome for me, but he would no doubt be a great fit alongside Jalen Brunson. I also think it's something to remember that Jaylen Brown is eligible for a 5-year extension worth a projected $295 million. Do we want to pay Jalen Brunson 5 years, $295 million? It's a lot of freaking money. We want to talk about Zach LaVine being expensive. I think he's making half that amount of money this over the next couple of years. It was wild. Bleacher Report came out with a 3-team trade idea for Jaylen Brown. Nothing gets me more excited than a little 3-team trade idea. They had the Knicks getting Jaylen Brown. They had the Portland Trail Blazers getting R.J. Barrett, Quentin Grimes, Malcolm Brogdon, Jericho Sims, 2 first-round picks for the Knicks in 2026 and 2028, and a first-round pick swap from Boston in 2027. And then Boston would get Damian Lillard and a first-round pick from the Knicks. That was Washington. So in totality, if you're looking at this as to what are the Knicks giving up in this trade, it's R.J. Barrett, Quentin Grimes, Jericho Sims, and 3 R.J. Grimes, Jericho, and 3 first-round picks. 6 different assets for Jaylen Brown. Would you do it? I don't know. Who wins this trade, though? I'll just ask this question. Who do you think wins this trade? Would it be the Knicks because they got Jaylen Brown? Would it be the Boston Celtics because they got Damian Lillard? Or was it be Portland because they're getting R.J. Barrett, Quentin Grimes, Malcolm Brogdon, Jericho Sims, 2 first-round picks, and a pick swap? I want to hear from you. Who wins this trade? NYK, BOS, or POR? I'm not trading for Jaylen Brown, and there's a couple of reasons to that, right? I don't want to pay the 5 years, $300 million contract. I really worry about how much of an upgrade. I know it's an upgrade. I don't want people to think I'm not saying it's an upgrade. But how much, like if RJ Barrett is here, like is Jaylen Brown all the way up here? Is he here? Is he here? I don't want to trade Quentin Grimes. But I will say, you're not giving up all that too much. It's the contract, Grimes, and the picks that's really holding me back in this situation. I would not make that move for Jaylen Brown. The last player we're going to talk about in today's video is a very frequent name we break down on this channel, is OG Anunoby, as the trade that they have is pretty interesting. We'll break that down around the corner. The reason that I keep coming back to OG and people keep linking OG to the Knicks is because the Knicks were interested last offseason. The Knicks were interested at the NBA trade deadline. OG Anunoby left Clutch Sports, and now he's repped by CAA. And as we know, it's the CAA Mafia with the New York Knicks. But a reason that I think OG would be a great fit for the Knicks is because OG brings what the Knicks lack. And what is that? An elite on-ball perimeter defender and a guy that is a knockdown shooter from downtown. When you look at what OG has done in the last 4 years, he continues to get better and better and better and better. The three-point percentage goes up. He adds more of a shot profile to his game. He shows you that he's one of the best defenders in the NBA, but he's not a guy that can create his own shot all that consistently. He turns the ball over a little bit too much when he's going downhill and attacking the basket. He's not someone you just throw the ball to on the block and say, OG, get me a bucket. And that could be looked at one of 2 ways. One, why would we trade a 20-point-per-game scorer in R.J. Barrett for a guy that can't score 20 points per game? But I'll look at it as if OG Anunoby can average 17 and shoot 38.7% from downtown playing alongside Fred VanVleet, what is he going to do playing around a better point guard and Jalen Brunson, who's going to get him way better looks in that situation? Another thing that I love about OG is an elite catch-and-shoot player. He's also deadly from the corners. He led the NBA's in steals this past year. He was third in deflections. So you're getting a guy that shoots 47 and 43% from the corner, 41% from catch-and-shoot, and he's also solid when he attacks the basket. I've also seen a little bit of a flash of a little jab step, put it on the deck, pull-up game from OG. I think that could be the next level of his game that he looks to add to. What's it going to cost? A whole lot, according to Bleacher Report. We would get OG, but we'd give up 2 players in Quentin Grimes and Evan Fournier, as well as 3 first-round picks. The first-round pick via Washington, which is top 12 protected, a top 5 protected first-round pick, and an unprotected first-round pick. So the Knicks are giving up 2 of their own draft picks, a 3rd protected pick, and Quentin Grimes. It's a lot, and I worry about the fit of RJ at the 2, OG at the 3. You only really have one good ball handler in that lineup with Jaylen Brunson. I'll ask you, would you make this trade? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. Maybe I'm being dumb. Maybe I'm being naive. Maybe I'm being bullish on Quentin Grimes. I'm not trading Quentin Grimes unless I am getting a superstar. Unless the Knicks are getting back a superstar, I am not trading Quentin Grimes, because I truly do believe that Grimes has one of the highest ceilings on this team. I don't think that he is close to what his ceiling is going to be. And like OG, he's an elite defender and an elite three-point shooter. 39% from 3 last year for Quentin Grimes. That is one of the best in the NBA. He also has some guard skills that I like about his game. I also think he's someone that can get downhill and attack the basket in the fast break. And I don't even think we are close to seeing what a 28-year-old prime Quentin Grimes is going to be. Why do I think that? Because when he actually got looks, when he was actually a part of the game plan, when he was actually someone that got open shots consistently, he produced consistently. There was 25 games this year where Quentin Grimes shot at least 10 shots in a game. And in those 25 games, the guy averaged 17.8 points per game and shot 41% from 3 on 10 field goals a night. It's not like I'm asking for 20 shots a night. I'm asking for 10. Can we get Quentin Grimes 10 looks per night? I don't think that's too much to ask. But I'm going to continue to say this as well. The perfect trade is not available. When the Knicks trade for a star, which they are, because they have all these draft picks, they are not going to just make all these picks. When the Knicks do make that trade, there's no doubt I'm going to be a little bit upset. There's no doubt that I am not just going to love the trade they made, because I do believe that Quentin Grimes, two of Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, and RJ Barrett are going to go when they make that trade for a superstar. And I'm going to be upset about that because I love those players. It's going to be upset. I don't want to trade Grimes for OG and Anunoby, as well as an unprotected, a top 5 protected, and another protected pick. 3 picks and Grimes? I can't do that. I can't. Look, if maybe you're mad at me because I didn't do one of those trades, or you just want to talk a little bit more about it, I'm down. Hit me up on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Always down to talk some Knicks ball over there.
Yeah, out of all those 3, I mean, the LaVine trade's not happening, but
Why not?
Fournier and RJ and a pick.
I don't understand from Bleacher Report's standpoint, like, how is that the value for LaVine and that was the value for OG?
Yeah.
And OG has 1 year left on his deal.
And LaVine has 3.
Like, so you want me to trade Grimes? A top 5 protected first-round pick is damn near unprotected.
I honestly think LaVine has become so underrated in the trade market. Just because his contract's not even that bad. Like, especially with this new TV deal, like, I still think Paul George, perfect fit for the Knicks. I'd go all in on PG. I've been pounding this table. I still think even if the Knicks incredibly overpay, like, let's just say the Knicks give up Barrett quickly, and let's just say they even go 2 unprotected and a protected for PG. Yes, it is way too much, but I still think it's a good deal. Whatever it takes to get Paul George to New York, I am all in on it.
All in.
Him, Brunson, DiVincenzo, Grimes, Hart, Randall, Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, you can compete. You can compete.
I don't disagree. I don't think there's a better on-court fit available than Paul George. I am worried a little bit about the age, and I'm worried about the injury history, but I will say this. I'm willing to bet on Paul George being healthy over R.J. Barrett being the guy that's going to put the Knicks over the top in the next 2-3 years.
So I get the injury history. Listen, that's a right to be concerned, but if you get him for 2 months in June, you're going to be happy, and the Knicks can compete.
Yeah?
Plus, it's not like he's had such a workload the past couple years with the Clippers just because Kawhi's been also out, and when he plays, his usage rate is through the roof. Like, him with Brunson, he's going to be playing a lot more off ball, focus a lot more on defense.
Rich Rob, we didn't kill you because of your reasoning for not wanting to trade for Paul George. We killed you because you said you didn't want to give up R.J. Barrett for Paul George.
Yeah.
Guys, I understand R.J. is ours. I understand we picked him in the top 5. I understand he's 23 years old. Is he ever going to be a key piece on a championship team?
Yeah.
I don't think he does the little things enough.
Just look at his game. Where is he going to get that much better? Where are the margins with him? Yes, hopefully he'll become a better catch and shoot 3 guy. I think it was 30-something, 31%.
Yeah,
something.
32% on catch and shoot threes this year.
Maybe that'll get a little better, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't just want to trade him for scraps. Yes. Trading R.J. Barrett is not spending the war chest. If I had to power rank Knicks trade chips, I'm going Jaylen Brunson 1, Emmanuel Quickly or Quentin Grimes 2. I'd honestly probably go Josh Hart next. And then I'd probably go Julius, then Mitchell Robinson, and then maybe R.J. Barrett.
On the trade market?
Yeah.
I think R.J. would be higher than Mitch Rob.
You think so?
Just because of his age. I think a GM could look at him and just be like...
Mitchell Robinson's 23 too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think you would take a...
Did we ever see in the playoffs... Mitchell Robinson's 25, Still does not change my thoughts.
Yeah.
The way that Mitchell Robinson dominated in Game 5 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he took over that game on the glass.
Yeah.
He dominated. He protected the rim. I've never seen R.J. Barrett just take over a playoff game like that.
Yeah. Well, it's because he doesn't do anything exceptionally well. What is one thing where damn, RJ, you can't replace that? It's not his catch and shoot. It's not his defense. It's not his ball handling. It's not his playmaking. What does he do exceptionally well?
Get to the basket. And he doesn't even finish at a high clip.
I was going to say, is he exceptionally well at getting to the rim? Just because of his size, he can.
He's one of the better players at getting to the rim.
Just not finishing.
Yeah, not finishing. That's a problem. The way that Mitchell Robinson was able to have his fingerprints and DNA all over that Game 5 against Cleveland, dude, it was offensive rebound after offensive rebound after offensive rebound.
And it was also matching the other team's strength. That was supposed to be the Cavs'
Everyone told me
backbone.
Jarrett Allen was better than him.
Yeah.
And he dominated him. Jarrett Allen's making $100 million.
And also, I love Mitchell Robinson because I want the Knicks to keep him because if the Knicks want to make the championship, you're going to have to run into Giannis. And I actually think Mitchell Robinson matches up great with Giannis. If I was Tibbs, I would put Mitch Rob, you're standing in the middle of that lane, and you're not moving. You're just putting your arms up, and you're playing, pretty much center field on Giannis.
Game 5 against Cleveland, Mitchell Robinson had 13 points, 3 blocks, 2 steals,
Wow.
18 rebounds, 11 offensive.
That's insane.
That is dominating a basketball game. R.J. Barrett's never dominated a basketball game in the playoffs.
I just still think RJ would have more value on the open
Probably would.
I think, though, I don't know.
25-year-old center that's the best offensive rebounding center, a top 5 defensive center, and a guy that's making $14, $13, $12 million over the next 3 years.
I kill for that archetype. The rim running lob threat can protect the rim. How was he switching on the guards this year? I don't really.
He's solid.
Yeah, I feel like
solid.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
Solid. Rich Rob, the trade we had on screen, though, was just Fournier, RJ, and 3 protected picks.
For OG?
No, for PG last week.
Oh,
that was the trade.
Yeah.
It was RJ, Fournier, and 3 protected picks. The 3 protected picks you got by trading the 11th pick in the 2022 draft.
You do that instantly.
You're telling me you wouldn't have traded that number 11 pick, RJ, for Paul George?
See, that's why
That's not the war chest.
I think it's going to take a little more to get PG because I think the Clippers are going to need – because Ballmer, he still thinks this group can win.
Yeah.
Like, he still believes in it. Like, they still got Ty Lue. Like,
I think they're going to want Quentin Grimes, as Jerry West, remember, told the Knicks not to trade Quentin Grimes for Donovan Mitchell, and Jerry West works for the Clippers. So I don't think
would you do Grimes and 1 unprotected?
What's your starting lineup?
I know that's what like that's where the fit would be
Brunson
weird.
and George and Barrett?
No, I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
RJ needs to get out of town no matter what. I'm so out on this guy. I hope for one day he'll come across this and like, I'm just out on the guy.
I'm dead.
Just because what is he? He doesn't play defense. He
He
can't
is
catch and shoot.
He is a driver of the basketball.
And he can't finish.
No.
So he can get paint touches.
He's a good paint
since
touch.
Ever since I saw that stat of him having 0.4 deflections per game, I was so out on him.
0.4 It was like 0.4 steals and 0.8 deflections.
0.8 still.
Not even one. That.
Just getting your little fingertip on a basketball.
If RJ Barrett wasn't picked in the top 5, I think everyone would have a different outlook on him. But I'm not letting that shield my judgment anymore.
I agree. I also, if he brought it defensively, I would love him.
Yeah.
Like, because then I would be like, oh, he just needs to figure out the 3 and D. But let's just say like I don't know. Let's just say he like develops that 3-point shot. If you're not bringing it defensively, I really don't care. I don't know. Maybe he loses 15 pounds and he can up his lateral quickness. But
JP the boss says I was in the game for the Garden when RJ scored 46 into the Bulls. Well, he scored 44 and the Knicks lost.
yeah,
So
and it's regular season game. I mean,
they lost. Not saying they lost because of him, but
Sadiq Bey had a 50-piece in the regular season
yeah.
2 years ago.
No one's saying that RJ just blows. I don't think he's great. I don't think he does the little things.
But if you're a 3rd or 4th option and you don't do the little things, you blow, in my opinion. Like what's your value then? Like, RJ, you know who he's going to be in his career? Good stats, bad team guy.
I think so too.
That's who he's going to be. I hope somehow he'll end up on the Wizards or something one year, and he'll average 24, 7 and 7 on 42 from the field, 34 from 3.
I fear that he is a good stats, bad team guy as well.
That's what I think. Like, I mean, you've shown the numbers. His catch and shoot, awful.
No steals.
No
No
steals.
deflections.
Slow laterally.
19% on pull-up threes. No mid-range bag.
No bag.
No bag. He has no bag.
He's got no bag.
What is his go-to move?
It's the one dribble rip. Just one dribble to the left hand, rip by. That's all he does.
That's ridiculous. What up, OG? OG in the building.
Yeah.
What up? What up?
OG, I'm telling you, if he was a dog defensively, or even if he was just very active, deflections, great stat to see how active you are on defense. He ain't it.
Agreed. We're going to close out the show with a mailbag coming up. If you want to get your questions featured on the show, go ahead and use hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. Hashtag Knicks or Super Chat to get on the show. All Super Chats guaranteed to get on there. Would like to just have an open conversation with you guys to close out the show. Easiest way to get your question on the screen, though, is to go into the comments section and use hashtag Knicks. Hashtag Knicks. How's the question pool looking right now, Seeps?
Okay, we could use a couple more, though.
Couple more questions? I'm calling on the real ones.
What's up, and one? You got a question?
Yeah, and one edits just said, I think we both know RJ is better than Jaylen Brunson. I think he's trolling
I hope he's trolling.
because that just can't be serious.
And one, I'm going to open the show with that. Shout out to you. You're going to be the first question.
That's funny.
Unless I get shadow banned by live stream.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man.
And one, you're getting shadow banned right now.
Really? We just lost them all?
No, well, I have the choice. Or I toggle it, lose all of them, but they stop pulling from the upper one.
Jeez.
Live stream, what the hell?
I feel like it always happens in C.
It isn't. It's only in C. We're good at questions now. And one, I'll get that question in there. Just not off the top.
Eric Pastel.
Eric who?
Pastel.
Passel?
Whatever the chat says. OG. OG getting the question in. Hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. Let's get into this freaking mailbag. Yo, what up, Knicks fans? We got a mailbag coming up in today's video. But first, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because that's the only way where you're going to get your question up on screen. So go down right now, hit that big red sub button and sub for Knicks Dubs. First question coming in from Steve Chandler. What up, Steve? He says, can we get Wemby for Fournier plus picks? No. No, we cannot. No, maybe. No, we're not going to be able to get that done. No, probably. No, I don't think so, Steve. Probably not, man. I think the Spurs might say no. Might say no on that one. Dadpool on TV on YouTube says, why is Jaylen Brunson still so low on people's player ratings? The disrespect is unreal. JB's going to mess around and be the MVP next year. Love the thought right there, Dadpool. I don't know why Jaylen Brunson continues to be disrespected across the association. What this man did last year was truly special. I don't understand why people just won't give him his flowers. But it's almost been like that his entire basketball career, right? I mean, the guy won, 2 state championships in high school and wasn't, respected coming out of high school. Then he went to Villanova, went to Villanova and won 2 more national championships and still was the second-round pick in the NBA. Player of the Year still was a second-round pick. He goes to the Dallas Mavericks, the second-best player on that team. They go to the Western Conference Finals. Without Jaylen Brunson, the Mavs don't even make the playoffs. Jaylen Brunson goes to the Knicks, a team that didn't make the playoffs before him, win a playoff series, and average 30 against the Miami Heat, and he still doesn't get the respect he deserves. In the final 34 regular season games this year for Jaylen Brunson, he averaged 28 points per game, 6 rebounds, 52% from the field, and 46% from 3 on over 5 threes per night. I'm not sure what Jaylen Brunson has to do to be considered one of the best point guards in the NBA. I already have him in that boat. I guess he's got to win an NBA Finals for people to give him credit. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous the amount of disrespect this guy still gets. It pisses me off. It really freaking does. Giants Edit says, should the Knicks trade RJ 2 future first-round picks for OG and Gary Trent Jr.? I don't hate that idea at all. I would pull the trigger on that. I don't think that Toronto would make that deal, though. I think it would honestly cost you RJ and 2 firsts to just get OG. That would be my guess. But yeah, if they could do this and make this happen, I would absolutely sign off on this trade. But I don't think that the Raptors are willing to give up OG Anunoby and Gary Trent for just RJ Barrett and 2 future first-round picks. I think it's going to cost you a little bit more than that. And then you trade 1 player for 2 players, and then you're back to a 10-man rotation. Yeah, I don't think they're doing that. And they being the Raptors. The Knicks, I think, would jump at that to do that, though. G5, what's up, Brody? If Embiid asks out of Philly, what would be your trade package to acquire the MVP? So the way that I look at it is this, right? The Knicks have a lot of draft picks, and the 76ers are going to want draft picks. I think it's going to cost you at minimum 3 unprotected first-round picks. I believe they're probably going to want 2 or 3 protected picks. So let's go with 5 draft picks, 3 unprotected, 2 protected. 5 draft picks. Remember that, Seeps. We got 5 draft picks. I think they're going to want Mitchell Robinson to be their center of the future. I believe they're going to want either one of RJ or Julius Randle. We'll give him that. And then they'll probably want Quickley and Grimes, right? I mean, you're trading for a 29-year-old MVP. So 5 first-round picks, 3 unprotected, Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett or Julius Randle, and then Quickley and Grimes. Does that think that's what it would cost, Seeps? I think that's probably what it would cost. My offer would not be that to start. I would want them to push me there. I don't know if we're giving up all that much, but I do know this. 29-year-old MVPs don't become available all that often. And the Knicks have acquired all these assets to make a trade for a superstar. He's an MVP, and he'd be a great second option next to Jaylen Brunson. Should the Knicks go all in for Joel Embiid? I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to hear from you down below. And One Edits, what up, homie? Says my 2 top trade targets are Paul George and Wiggins. What are yours? I was kidding about RJ, by the way. You're good, brother. My top trade targets, are we talking realistic or non-realistic? Because the number 1 on my board is Mikal Bridges. I just think that a young, small forward that can get it done on both ends, playing alongside Jaylen Brunson, would be a really good fit, right? Would be a really good fit. So I would say Mikal Bridges, and then I would want a guy like Mikal Bridges, another dream, my top 2. Mikal Bridges. Seeps, who should I be looking at here? Mikal Bridges, am I skipping over anyone?
Well, you took mine. Mine was going to be Bridges.
So Bridges 1.
Bridges 1. It's that 3-and-D mold. Like Paul George would be up there for me as well.
What about, I know they would never do it. What about a guy like semi-realistic, but not really realistic? What about like Jaren Jackson or something?
Jaren Jackson would be perfect.
Jaren Jackson would be, I think, awesome. Have him as a great defender behind Brunson. I'll ask you, who are your top 2 trade targets? I would love Paul George. I would love Wiggins. But I would put Bridges and Jackson. I don't know if those are my top 2 guys. Those are 2 guys I would love for the Knicks to have. Defense behind Jaylen Brunson. G5 says, out of the 3 trade options, which player makes the Knicks a contender? So earlier on the live stream, we broke down a trade article from Bleacher Report, and these were the 3 guys that they had the Knicks trading for potentially before training camp. I'll ask you to pick one of these guys to trade for. Type ZL, JB, or OG for your guy. If I had to pick one of these 3 guys, give me Zach LaVine. Give me Zach LaVine, the bucket getter. Give us the bucket getter. Give me the bucket getter, Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine. Jay Liv, did you see the short on YouTube of Quentin Grimes working out this summer? I have not seen that. I've seen some clips, so I don't know if I've seen the same one you have. I didn't see it on YouTube, though. I saw it on a couple of different platforms. He looks good. He looks good, man. I really believe Quentin Grimes is being undervalued by our fans in this organization. I think he's someone that has a very high ceiling. I think his floor is the top 3-and-D player in the league, right? What happens if he adds more to his game? We know he's a 5-star recruit coming out of high school as a point guard. He could get to the bucket. We've seen him be able to attack the rim in the fast break. I think a breakout season is coming for Quentin Grimes this year. S. Dot, what up, bro? Says, would you consider trading Randle for any of the Knicks trade targets? Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people think I just want to hold on to Randle because I don't include him in trades on this channel. It's more so because I don't think the Knicks are going to trade Randle unless they can get an upgrade in that starting lineup. So I don't think the Knicks are as willing to move off of Randall as maybe a guy like RJ or Grimes are quickly. So for that reason is the reason I don't include Randall in these trades. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Randall. I respect his work. I respect what he's done for the Knicks. I'm not a fan of his production in the playoffs. How could you be? I just don't think he's the guy that's going to go ASAP. I think that it would be make a move for someone, and then you have your mini big three, right, of Brunson, player X, and Randall. And then I think it's once you get that second player, you then trade Randall, something like that. So, yeah, I would consider trading Randall for all of those guys if I was the GM, no doubt about it. Robert Smith Walls coming up next on this mailbag. What's up, Brody? He says, let's bring in Eric Paschall as a backup power forward, former Villanova teammate of Jaylen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Dante DiVincenzo. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get the gang back together. Villanova Knicks, I'm in. I'm in. G5, back again, MVP of the Q&A. Anthony Edwards or Brandon Ingram, realistic, not realistic, hypothetically speaking. I think Ingram is more realistic than Edwards, but I would rather have Edwards than Ingram. I don't know what the general consensus is of Anthony Edwards across the league, but I think there's a world we live in where Anthony Edwards retires and he's been the MVP of the NBA before. I think he's that type of talent. I think he's that type of excitement. To quote Stephen A, he's box office. Him in the Garden would be sick, man. In the fast break, I'm a fan of Edwards. I really, really am. I think he's a special, special player. And one edits. Do you have hate or respect for Trae Young? To be fair, we did the start the chance and trash talk first. Both. I hate him and I respect him. You can't, they kind of go a little hand in hand right here when it's I absolutely hate him. No doubt about it. But I respect him, dude. He's a bucket getter. He's a bucket getter, man. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league because of the way he carries himself and how he's just leaned into that villain role a little bit. But, man, he's special. He's a special talent, no doubt about it. An elite distributor of the basketball. The guy accounts for, 50 points a game almost between his own points per game, which is almost 30, and he averages 11 assists per night. He's getting you 50 points off of his fingertips. Not a good defender. We know that. But, man, he's a special talent at that point guard spot. I hate him. F. Trae Young. Get it in the comments. F. Trae Young right now. Let's go. Oh, as always, guys, I appreciate you for rocking and rolling with us here on New York Knicks Now. Love doing these mailbags. Love taking questions from you guys. Shout out to y'all. We'll be back on the channel with a video tomorrow.
I'm a huge Edwards fan.
I'm a huge Edwards fan, man.
I think he would be, especially him at the Garden, that would be unreal.
He would have people out of their feet.
The dude,
out of their seat.
Wait, he's 23?
I'm a big fan of Anthony Edwards, man.
I should have said him when you asked me about another dream guy, because him next to Brunson would be.
That one caught me off guard, because I didn't know how to attack that question.
How old do you think he is?
Edwards, 22.
21.
He's 21.
Dude, 6'9", 225.
He's 6'9"?
Yeah.
No way.
Or no, wingspan 6'9".
6'9", yeah. He's 6'6"?
6'4".
I thought he was bigger than that.
Him next to Brunson, I think that would be a perfect, because he D's up too. He reminds me so much of not the same play style, but D Wade.
Yeah, that's a good comp. That's a good comp. He gets downhill. He's a vicious attacker of the rim.
God, he was born in 2000.
Vicious. My man CPJ in the building. What's up, Brody? Yeah, we were doing a Q&A, so I couldn't pop in. My man Nick Davidov in the chat. What up, Davidov? My man stopped by and dropped in a $10 super chat, showing love as he always does. Davidov, we appreciate you, brother. Always showing love. How's it going, man? How's the summer been? Every time I see a Davidov in the chat, I just get a little more excited.
Dude, I love the profile.
That shit is fire. That shit is fire.
He's just clowning.
He's a goat. He's a goat. That's awesome. We're at $100 in super chats. If we can get to 150, I'm doing a beer shot fun on today's show. We're 50 away.
And then we still, if somebody, for some reason, has 400, we will have the two new guys come and do boots.
That is true. We have two new employees here at Chat Sports. One is a Celtics fan, and he's from New York, and we have a Boston and a Philadelphia 76ers fan. And they said if we got to $500 in Super Chats, they'd both do boots.
You good, CPJ. Don't worry about it. You good, my man. Davidov said he's doing fine. Awesome. Awesome.
My man CPJ, all good. I missed most of the stream. CPJ, it's all good, brother. This is usually the point in the stream where things could get a little rowdy.
It is. I mean, we're closing in on 500. We still got a little ways to go.
We got a little ways to go. We know how quickly that could get there. He said he should have to down a boot for being that. I agree. F those kids. They're young
worst
bulls.
Combination?
A Celtics and a Sixers fan. That pisses me off.
I hate those two fan bases so much. And Heat. Those three.
The Heat suck.
That's a bad big three.
The Heat suck. Also, if you send in a $50 super chat, we're going to add a sticker with your name on it to the Boot Hall of Fame here at Chat Sports. Nick Davidov! Back again with a $10 super chat. Davidov, we appreciate you, brother. We're 40 away. Oh! CPJ! Bang! CPJ.
Clap it up.
You're always good in my book, brother.
Clap it up.
CPJ, you're A-okay with me, bro. You know that.
I'll take a shot from my man.
Shout out to CPJ. I'm already 2 happy dads in. About to be 3 happy dads in. I actually saw on IG last night CPJ was getting rowdy with the boys. Drinking a little bit of that dark liquor. Ooh. What were you drinking last night, CPJ? I saw you pouring up some shots on the story, getting active. Love that. No. Oh, OG! Coming in with a $25 super chat. We got the GOATs in the building. The real ones. The real ones.
Yeah, this is at the end of the stream. It's kind of like a family party, and like your extended family clears out, and then it's like now we can start talking shit about the family that just left.
You go take that walk.
Yeah, you go take the walk.
Everybody knows about that walk.
Yeah, especially the New Yorkers. You guys know about that walk.
Everyone knows about. You look at your cousin, you're like, you try to go take a walk, bro? It's like, yeah, let's go take a walk.
Thanksgiving dinner's about an hour.
Thanksgiving dinner's an hour away. It's like, yo. I'm going to take a walk, bro. We're going to take a walk.
Let's go.
Shout out to OG. Shout out to CPJ. He says, just showing support. Let's get it. And the shirt came. Let's go. I'm glad the shirt showed up for you, OG.
You got the black one, right?
Yeah. I haven't even seen the black one yet, OG. How does it look? Is it crisp? OG?
Does the orange pop? Like,
I want the orange to pop off the shirt.
Because, listen, I mean, we got it right here.
Somehow...
It looks good.
The shirt looks fresh in the picture. Somehow ours hasn't showed up yet.
Yeah, it's weird.
The shipping department needs to work on that a little bit.
I don't know why.
OG, yeah, bro. Once you can. Also, happy birthday to your daughter. I saw that a couple of days ago.
Awesome.
Shout out to that. That was awesome. Let us know how the shirt looks. And once you can, take a picture of that. And I want to put it on the show.
Oh, yeah.
He said, listen, it's going to look crispy.
You gonna rock it?
My man OG is about to be styling and profiling in that one. Shout out to Walt.
That's why, like Knicks fans, like I already met up with Rich Rob. I might have to force Marsh to come with me to New York for the Big East
next year
tournament.
Big East tournament's a must.
That might have to be it.
That's what the Knicks real one meetup is, the Big East tourney.
The Big East tourney. Rich Rob, I think you're gonna be down for that.
And he said Flea's birthday was Friday.
Wow.
That's awesome, Brody. Rich, send me a DM of your shipping address. I got to send you that jersey. Do you want us to sign it, by the way, Rich? I want it to be a surprise for Flea unless he's watching right now. Rich, let me know if you want Seeps and I to sign the jersey. If not, totally cool. I just want to make sure if you do or not. We want to give it to Flea, though. We want to give it to Flea.
I mean, we don't want it hanging around.
Yeah, just hanging around in the back of the studio in our changing place. If you want us to sign it, we will. If not, we'll send it out. Send me the shipping address.
Question is, though, is he going to hang this up or is he going to wear it?
He
Hey,
may
is
have to
this
grow
going
into
on
it a
the
little
wall?
bit. He may have to grow into it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's an XL. It's an XL.
Yeah, goddamn.
Might be a little, my man walking around the
Dress on.
That's legit, though. He said, all right, we'll sign it. We'll sign it. We'll send it to him. I'll put 2 flea from the real ones, and we'll sign it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll sign it. Nick Davidov said, what's up with the shirts? If you go to chatsports.com/realknicks, chatsports.com/realknicks, this is the link right here. And if you use promo code SummerVibes20, you can get your shirt for 20% off. Davidov, you can either get a blue one, you can either get a black one. Yeah, that's the word with the shirts.
I love them.
That's the word with the shirts.
I would get the black one.
The black one's fresh.
That's the one I want to get.
I want to get the black one too. Hopefully, we get them. All righty. CPJ sent in a 50. I'm going to do this. As Jay Liv said, how much for the boot?
Like, we're closer.
We are closer. We're at $190 in Super Chats. So we're technically 310 away. We're 310 away. If we get to 500, the 2 new guys, the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76er fan, has to come on and do the beer boots. That's 3 beers, 1 boot, and a chug.
So
6
beers between 2 fraudulent fans.
I'm upset with them.
I am upset with that.
As William McConaughey. What up, Will? He says, do we have enough assets for Paul George and Embiid? I think Brunson in those 2 games would fit well together.
Yeah, I think Brunson, PG, and Embiid would get it done too, William. No, you don't have enough assets.
For sure?
Okay, you're clearing the house for Embiid. It's Quickly Grimes. Let's just say you don't give up RJ. Quickly Grimes.
Randall.
Randall.
And
5.
Mitch.
And Mitch. 5 picks. 3 unprotected.
So what if you use the protected and the other unprotected and RJ for Paul George?
I don't know if the
You have
Clippers say
8
yes.
tradable first-round picks right now.
I mean, you could if you want to give up Grimes. Or no, he's already going to Philly.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, J-Liv, I misunderstood. $50 super chat. $50 super chat will add a sticker with your name to the boot. CPJ is going on the boot.
Lied to him and make him drink. Thing is, they can watch the stream, Rich Rob.
They can see where we're at. They
Yeah.
can see where we're at. Maybe if we get to 400, we can convince them.
Yeah,
That means we're only 110 away from 400.
210.
Yeah, 210. I'm bad at math. Forgive me. I'm a little drunk.
Steve Chandler said, sign me up. Bully. Yeah, we got to do some hazing, Rich. Might have to do some hazing. Rich, it was so funny. I was thinking about that New York trip last night. I miss it, man.
I'm kind of salty I wasn't there.
I know.
I didn't get the invite.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know about that, son. I don't know
Oh,
about that.
You're going next year, Big East tournament.
J-Liv, $50 super chat to get on the boot. I misunderstood your question, brother. My bad, bro. Let's go.
Let's go.
CPJ. So the way I'm doing it, too, is I'm going around the lid, but if you get it like multiple for yourself, you go down. So like Peter Wynn has 4 down. The rest were going around the rim.
I didn't even notice that. That's a good
Yeah,
touch.
I actually need to move this one.
Yeah, Rich Rob, I was gone going into the Garden that day.
So if you want to have your own little line of your name, you can. Go around the brim, and then we'll go down. All righty. Iowa Beer Shotgun. My man CPJ, a legend in the building.
Let's go.
Let's ride. What up, Jack? What up, dude? Just checking in. I want you to go ask the new guys, as they're out there still, right? What is their price for them to each do a boot?
Let's do a boot?
Yeah. If they say 500, which they already agreed to before the show, it's got to be lower. So go be a salesman. Jack Wateray is going to go get it done.
I grabbed the bottle on the way home seats. I should have copped the ticket. You should have. You should have copped the ticket.
Dude, I don't know why.
Well, next year we'll all go out there.
Wow.
Dang. The new guys are ducking the booth. No more making fun of me when, an old-fashioned shotgun from Marshall Green here. Down the hatch. Hey, I get that, Rich Rob. Hooah.
That hurt.
That's tough.
That hurt. J-Liv, spit in the beer.
That would be so
That'd be out of pocket.
way too out of
That would be out of pocket.
Because if I found out somebody spit in my drink and handed it to me,
Those are fighting words.
oh, that's bringing the strap out. Like, oh yeah, you did. No, Rich, Big East tournament next year, it's going to be absolutely electric. Big East is going to be stacked.
Oh, sorry.
We'll be there.
We'll be there. We'll be there?
Take a nice week off in New York. That's what I say. Go to the games all day. Real one meetup outside the Garden.
A real one meetup outside the Garden. Are we in? Are we in?
I know Rich Rob will be there. That's all we need.
Smitty sent for a solo $100 super chat.
All right.
It's gotta be one super chat.
All right, we've got more information. If someone sends in $100 super chat,
Let's go.
our Boston Celtics fan, who is from New York, said he'll come do a beer boot.
You heard it. From New York.
$100 super chat. Our New York, he's brand new to the office. He said $100 super chat, and he'll do the beer boot.
See if he's got it.
So if we want to punish the new kids for being dumb Celtics fans, we can make him drink a beer boot.
I'm down.
I don't know if he could do it.
This is also the same guy who said Tyrese Halliburton's better than Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, bad take.
So honestly, the Celtics thing's bad enough. It's the Halliburton thing for me.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah, ooh, a straight dive bar, Rich. I'm down.
Straight dive.
I did like the bar we went to though. I like that was a pretty cool spot.
It was good shit.
Big East bar, like
Big
all
East
Big
bar?
East. It was a bunch of white dads. Like, I swear.
That's who Rich Rob's hanging out with. White dads.
That's his clique.
That's his clique. He said $100. He'll do it. Yeah, and he said Tyrese Halliburton is better than Jalen Brunson.
He did. And he also doubled down on it.
Yeah, I had to fire him up for that.
Yeah.
I had to fire him up for that. That was BS.
We almost fired him.
Yeah.
We almost had to go to the bosses. And
It was a joke. It was a joke.
oh, damn.
All righty. I think it might be time.
No takers.
No takers on the $100 super chat for the boot. Halliburton wouldn't even say that foolishness. Yeah, he knows. He knows.
He knows he can't hold him.
He knows. All righty. Hue of white dads, I'm weak. Carl, where have you been,
Yeah,
bro? Carl, where have you been, bro?
You can't just come in and say that.
You just come in and chirp, bro. Like, where's your ass been?
Come on, dude.
Rich, you better check Baptiste, bro. I'm getting sick of this. He's too big time for us now because we talked about him on the show. He's
know.
internet famous and shit. Now he's too big time for us.
He's walking around to his boys with his chest out.
Yo, you heard of Knicks Now? It's pretty much my show. It's pretty much my show. What the hell's up, Baptiste?
Get your mans, Rich.
Rich, check him, bro. J-Liv, it's not that you're paying $100 to see a Celtics fan drink. It's you're paying $100 to make him drink.
Yeah, you're forcing.
Three beer chug. That's not fun. I'll tell you that much.
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. He's going to be freaking drunk for the rest of his Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
The rest of his Tuesday night.
OGN and New.
OGN and newbie?
What's the word?
What's the word, Baptiste?
That's good.
Baptiste be on some shit sometimes.
He does.
OSS. Baptiste. On some BS at times. Still my guy, you know.
One of the realest ones out there.
One of the realest ones in the city. Hand treatment.
Had treatment.
Had treatment.
Oh, sorry to hear.
You good, dog? Are you good? Does she get to call in sick? No. They do not get to call in sick. It's not a she either. You good, though, Baptiste?
Yeah.
What's up with you, bro? You good? You good, dog? I'm checking in. Let me know. Look. He lowered the price for the Knicks fans. And I guess it's just not going to get reached. And that's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay. That's okay. All righty. We are going to sign off on today's video. Celts fan from NY is a she.
Yo, Rich Rob, it's 2023, bro.
I'm dead. All righty, boys. Great show, as always. A little 2-hour stream. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for holding it down and being a bunch of real ones. We'll be back on the channel next Tuesday live. We'll have videos every single day the rest of the week. Shout out to Carl. Show him some love. You know you're in my thoughts and prayers, brother. Glad that you're rocking with us and you're all right.
Just got the YouTube Knicks Now notification.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know.
The YouTube studio?
Yeah.
I thought it was a super thing, so no cap.
Yeah.
No cap. It's all right. All righty, boys. We're out of here. We'll see you later.